Hello everyone. So today we are again here with another lesson of Spoken English Certificate Program, and that is lesson number 23, past tense. Myself, Rinki Rajwani, will be taking you to this particular chapter. Let's see what is there in this chapter. This chapter is divided in three parts. The first one, spoken English, second one, assignment, and the third part is test. Let's see the next one. What is meant by past tense, or what are the types of past tense? Now you would have already studied about the meaning of past tense, wherein I don't want to go in depth about what is past tense, but herein I will shortly like to describe about what is past tense. So a tense which is expressing an action that has happened in past, you can say, or a state that previously existed. So that is an action or an expression that has happened in past, not now. What are the different types of past tense? There are 4 types of past tense. Simple past tense, again this you would have studied in your previous chapters. Second one is past continuous tense. Third, past perfect tense. And the fourth one is past perfect continuous tense. So in this chapter we are going to highlight the remaining 3 tenses apart from simple past tense. Let's go and see what is past continuous, or it is also called as progressive tense. It refers to a continuing action or a state that was happening at some point in the past. Continuous. By this word, what do we mean? Continuous means happening. Past means it was happening continuously in past. Correct? So this refers to a continuing action or a state that was happening at some point in past. So it is used to describe actions ongoing in past. Continuous means what? It means ongoing. So certain actions which were ongoing in past can be described as past continuous tense. It is formed by combining the past tense with verbs participle. So you have to combine the word past tense. Now which are past tenses? Like was, were. So whenever you are using singular like I. If I am talking about I, so I was doing this work. So do plus ing, that is I am adding this ing, that is ing, right? So I was doing this work. I was doing this work. So I is a singular. With singular we will use was. Do plus ing. Correct? So that is what. Now here, if there are many people, like they were playing game, so we will call it as they. They were playing. Play plus ing, because ing will indicate that the action was continuous in nature. Let's move to the next example. Children were. Now children, many children are there, right? So children were laughing. Laugh plus ing, at my cleverness. So here children is the subject. So whenever we talk about I, me, myself, they, children, that is a subject. Was or verb we will add here. Then we will add verb plus ing, and then the object. What is the object here? At my cleverness is the object. So if I want to say what is children, children is a subject plus was or were plus verb bracket, that is ing, I have to add in it, and plus object, that will give me the statement for the past continuous progressive tense. Let's see a few more examples. I was. I is singular. With singular we will use was. So I was playing a game. So play is a verb, ing is added to it, a game, it becomes an object. Mom was. Mom is again a singular one. So with singular we will use was. Mom was cooking food. Food becomes object. They were going to the temple. So they. Many people are there. Many. So whenever we are using many, so there we will use were. They were going, correct, to the temple. To the temple is a object. She was dancing with joy. So she, singular, was dancing with joy. So this is what is about past continuous progressive tense. Let's move to the next one, the next category or the next classification of tense, and that is past perfect tense. Now, what is there in this past perfect tense? This tense indicates that an action was completed, perfected. You can say the action was finished at some point in past before something else happened. So this tense is formed with the past tense form. To have, that is had, plus past participle. It includes only two things, that is had plus past participle, because it is already finished. Hence it is called as perfected, or you can say completed tense. Correct? So the action has been finished or the action has been completed. Hence it is called as past perfect tense. So how to identify this as past perfect tense? With the help of had plus past participle. Let's see this past perfect tense. As we have said, had plus past participle. When do we use this past perfect tense? The past perfect tense takes place before another past action. Like here, it is just an example. I noticed that he had left his books behind. So here we can see that what has happened is he had left is a past perfect. Noticed is a past action. So here the past perfect takes place before another past action. So I noticed that he had left his books behind. Let's see some few examples. So herein again we will see on based on subject, object. So as usual we will start with subject, we will add to object, and in between we will add had and past participle. Like in our previous slide, what we did was we used subject and object at the end was there, and in between we used was or were and verb plus ing. So here what we are using instead of was, were and was, were or verb, what we are using is had and past participle. So here we will see three kinds of past perfect tense. One will be positive one will be negative one, and one will be interrogative one. So based on a question, correct? So we will start with subject, we will end to object, and in between we will add had participle, past participle, correct? So she had finished the work. That is a positive one. Negative one will be she had not finished her work or she hadn't finished her work, right? Question mark, had she finished the work? So had will come before the subject here in case of question mark. So this is what is about past perfect tense. Let's move to the next one, that is past perfect continuous tense. Now, it is also called as the past perfect progressive. Continuous means progressive. Now, this is the verb tense which is used to show that an action started in past and continued up to another point in past. Action started, it was ongoing action in past. It ended in past only. So as you can see this particular diagram wherein an ongoing activity is being shown with an arrow, it is being shown in past, it ended also in past, and present, it was not carried on till present also. So it ended in past only. So future has no effect and present has no effect. Like for example, had been plus past participle. Now there are certain examples to it. She had been talking for an hour. She had been talking for an hour. I had been. So whenever we use this word had been, I had been walking near the river. So this is showing that it was past perfect continuous tense. Let's see the way in which we described so far. So we had always described about that a sentence starts from subject and it ends to object. So in between had been plus verb and in bracket ing will come. So herein there are three kinds of sentences. One will be positive, another one will be negative, and the third one will be interrogative or question based past perfect continuous tense. Correct? So she had been playing cricket. So that is she, that is the subject. Had plus been, verb is play, ing is being added to it, and cricket is an object. Similarly, if we wish to take it as a negative one, negative sentence, so she had not been playing the cricket. Question mark, had she been playing cricket? So this is an example of past perfect continuous tense. Correct? Past perfect continuous tense. Now past perfect continuous tense, how we can justify it? Now let's see more clearly. To express the past action already started and continued up to another action or time in past. Just like here I explained you all that it was an action which was ongoing in the past and it also ended in the past. Correct? So here I have already explained you that. Same point. Like the example which has been given at the top of it, we had been looking for the shoes since yesterday and Krishna found it today. So Krishna has finally found the shoes today which we were yesterday. Since yesterday we were looking for. Now the next one is an event which finished just before another past event. Like an event is there which has finished just before the past event. Like the ground was wet. Why was this ground wet? Ground was wet. So was is already in past. Why it was wet? Because it had been raining all the day. So again the event has just happened before the past. In reported speech, if I want to say, so how will I say this past perfect continuous tense? They said it had been raining. So reporting way, that is you're reporting, you're telling this particular point to somebody else. So here how you will say, they said it had been raining. So these are certain ways where you can express your past perfect continuous tense. So that is all for the day. So we have seen three different types of past tense: past perfect tense, past continuous tense, perfect continuous tense. So here I am leaving you all with the assignment and test. Bye bye everyone. God bless.